A letter to women who have done the inner work. Dear woman, this is not a letter questioning your strength. It is a letter honoring how much strength was required of you. You learned early, or repeatedly, how to stand on your own feet. You learned to feel deeply, to reflect, to heal, to name your needs. You learned to stop abandoning yourself for love. You learned to say no, to choose yourself, to build a life that didn't depend on someone else showing up correctly. None of that was wrong. None of that was too much. It was necessary. And it came at a cost. Because when you had to generate your own emotional safety for a long time, your nervous system learns something very quietly: I can't afford to be disappointed again. This is not distrust, or bitterness, or hardness, or being distant. It is life experience. What often goes unnamed is that strength forged in disappointment can begin to replace grief. Independence can slowly become armor. Boundaries, once liberating, can start carrying the weight of protection rather than clarity. Not because you are closed, but because you learned how painful it is to hope. At some point, many women notice this subtle shift. You know exactly what you expect, yet softness feels delayed until certainty. Trust feels conditional on proof. Connection feels like something that must be evaluated before it can be received. And when disappointment happens again, it confirms an old, quiet truth: see? I was right to stay guarded. This is not failure in healing. It is the next layer asking to be met. Underneath the strength, the standards, and the clarity, there is often a grief that hasn't fully been mourned, the grief of needing stability and not receiving it. The grief of having to grow up early. The grief of being emotionally capable in environments that were not. This grief does not make you weak. It makes you human. Many men you meet now are not the men who hurt you, but they are often men who are unsure, underdeveloped, or afraid of failing emotionally. When they sense disappointment before they've even begun, they don't rise, they retreat. Not because you are too much, too intense, too needy, too demanding, but because two nervous systems are carrying unfinished stories. This letter is not asking you to lower your standards. It is not asking you to trust blindly. It is not asking you to carry anyone emotionally, or to shrink, or to soften prematurely. It is offering an invitation to let stability become something you carry inside, so connection no longer has to heal an old absence. From that place, something shifts naturally. Boundaries remain, but without charge. Discernment stays, but without defensiveness. Softness returns, but without collapse. Strength relaxes into presence. This is not about giving men another chance. It is about no longer asking relationships to repair what was once missing. When that absence is finally grieved, not armored against, you stop attracting people who need proof of worth. You stop performing independence. You stop waiting for certainty before relaxing. Connection becomes a choice, not a shield. Healing does not mean becoming invulnerable. It means becoming safe enough inside to no longer need armor. You did not heal too far. You healed far enough to arrive at truth. And this truth is gentle. With respect for all that you've carried, and all that you're now allowed to lay down. And to feel safe with, through and by yourself.